1 in 6. You know what that stat correlates to? No, it's not the Vikings Super Bowl record. We've only been to 4. Duh. That's still a sore subject. 1 in 6 is the number of people that haven't learned to read. Now, that's actually a staggering increase of what it used to be back in 1820, where only 12% of the world knew how to read and write. Now, in a day where literacy education is so commonplace, is that a skill that you take advantage of? Now, the people who haven't learned how to read, it's usually because they haven't had the opportunity to learn or to go to school, and those who can read rarely do so regularly. Yet your ability to read allows you to travel around the world, meet and experience people whose knowledge and experiences can enrich yours. We may rarely think about it, but our ability to read affects our employment. So like what kind of work we are able to do. It affects our education. It affects our health when we're educating ourselves on how we need to take care of ourselves. It even affects our self-care and sickness prevention. What would happen if you couldn't read the warning label? With all that being said, don't take this skill for granted. Now, some of us don't read regularly because maybe we have a hard time concentrating, or maybe we're just not very good at it. So let's go over a couple of things that can help with that. After all, if this is a skill that you can become very good at, it can help you very much in your personal and professional life. Point number 1, consider the pace of your reading. A trick to increase the pace of your reading is to widen the space of recognition on the page. Rather than looking at 1 or 2 words at a time, try to look at multiple words at a time to see the whole page as well as punctuation. This will help you understand things a little better, especially if you can see that a sentence is phrased in a question, and it will also help when you're reading publicly. Now, tip number 2 in regards to concentration. When reading about a certain character, try to see the character in your mind's eye. Try to experience what that character is going through emotionally and feel the experiences taking place. Involving your emotions and your senses when you're reading will actually help you to grasp what you're reading. It can also help you keep the attention of an audience and can serve as a memory aid for you and to the people who are listening to you. Number 3, distractions. Try to be in a distraction-free place. Oftentimes when we're reading, our mind wanders, making it rather difficult to retain what we read. But continue to practice Sean Connery. But continue to practice and be kind and patient to yourself. With time, you can discipline yourself to stay focused on what you're reading. Also, anytime you run into a word that you're not sure or don't know what it means, look it up or mark it to make sure to look it up later. This will help you broaden your vocabulary and increase your reading comprehension. Now, remember when you're reading publicly that you're reading for the benefit of others. So reading requires more than just calling out words on a page. The reader needs to understand the meaning of the words and to be able to comprehend the thoughts that they express. When the reader does this well, it allows them to convey the ideas correctly and reproduce the emotions accurately. Now, like with anything else, this just requires practice. So give yourself some time and you're going to get better. And last but not least, make time to read. Maybe you want to read in the morning when you're more alert. Maybe you're more alert in the evening. If you can even set aside just 15 to 20 minutes a day to read regularly, you'll be amazed what you'll be able to accomplish. The key is regularity. So to recap, number 1, consider the pace. To do that, try to increase the space on the page of what you look at. Try to see multiple words at a time with punctuation. Number 2, concentration. Be in a distraction-free place, and when you're reading, try to really understand the character that you're reading. Try to be emotionally involved with it. When you read something with feeling, whether to yourself or out loud, not only does it help retain the information, but it can also help with an audience if you're doing it publicly. Plus, remember when there's distractions, it's going to make it really hard for you to remember what you read. Of course, anytime you run across a word that you don't know, look it up. Broadens the vocabulary, therefore you're going to be able to understand more. Plus, it makes you sound smarter. Remembering the importance of being able to understand the words that are on the page and be able to correctly convey the ideas and reproduce the emotions accurately is going to be the best way to benefit the audience. And then number 4, last but not least, make time to read. Do not take this skill for granted. So many good things can come from being an effective reader. And like I mentioned before, it only takes 15 to 20 minutes a day. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, set aside some time, mark it in your calendar every day, just 15 to 20 minutes, and track your progress over 30 days and see what you can accomplish in that time. Plus, hopefully it will have helped you form a new good habit. Mark Twain once said, "The man who does not read good books is no better than the man who can't." So soak up some words and have a wonderful day.